First, I just want to go over the idea of master gradebooks. Not everybody has one, but you may at any point in time have a master gradebook. So everyone should try to understand the story behind the master gradebooks. I'm using Deanna because she has 2 master gradebooks. The reason that a course would have a master gradebook would be because it's an all-year course, and because for some reason the course for each of the 3 trimesters they can't meet at the same time. And if they can't meet at the same time, we have to create other courses for them. So they have to be created as trimester courses, but on the transcript and in the report card, it has to look like it's an all-year course. So that's why we have to have a master gradebook. So in this particular case, she starts with her intermediate Spanish classes do not have a master gradebook. You can see the meeting times, see all those letters. This one, if it's an M, we try to make this easier. An M means it's a master gradebook. So for advanced Spanish, she has a master gradebook, and then she's got a gradebook for trimester 1, trimester 2, actually 2 sections trimester 2, and 2 sections trimester 3. So she does have her trimester gradebooks and the master. Now for grades and comments, they must go in the master gradebook because this is the one that will be on the transcript. The other ones are really just for scheduling purposes. So what that means that those have to be used for attendance, because that's where the attendance hooks up with the schedule. So for attendance purposes, you have to use the trimester gradebook, and for that grades and comments, you have to use the master gradebook. Reminder for those of you who only use the gradebooks to put in interim grades and end of trimester grades, remember that at the end of the trimester, you need to write your grades right over the interim 1 column, or erase it and create a new column, because we do not average the interim grade and the end of trimester grade. We just want to see the end of the trimester grade. You'll be having 3 columns. If it's an all-year course, your trimester 1, trimester 2, and trimester 3 columns, those will average. So you'll need 3 columns, 1 for each trimester. But the interim grade is just a snapshot in time. So remember, if you've got an interim column, that you have to write over that with your end of trimester grade. The comments that we put in at the end of trimester 1, you'd have to go up to your view and go into your comments and narratives. And here you'll see that there are already comments obviously in there. So when you go to add your comments, because there's only 1 space for each trimester, at the end of the trimester, you have to write over the comments that are in here. You can just highlight them and delete them, or just paste right over, but you have to go right over those for the end of trimester. For trimester 2, if it's an all-year course, you'll see that the trimester 1 comments will move over, and then there'll be a space for trimester 2. So you don't have to do that in the interim, but between the interim and the end of the trimester, since there's only 1 space for each trimester, you have to write over your comments that you put in there for the interim. If you plan to override a grade, like at the end of the trimester you decide, let's say I decide to give this student an A instead of a B+, this is where I override the trimester grade. All right, and when I click that, you'll see that the color of this grade is actually kind of a green, and that means it's overridden. This gives you an easy way to find that. And if you change your mind, all you have to do is backspace and then hit enter, and it will recalculate. But if I leave it that way, this is an important step. If you go up to the top and you go to report card view, now everyone is going to have to do this in every grade book this time. Last year we only did this for trimester courses, but everyone this year needs to do it for every single grade book they have. You need to calculate the final grade. Even though certainly for a full year course that's going to change each trimester, we still need to calculate it each trimester. So once you've got all your grades the way you want them, you click calculate. It'll populate this field. Now if you notice, I overrode this grade before, so this is a conflict, obviously, this A and this B+. So I have to make sure that I override it in the final grade as well. All right, so that it's consistent. So you'll need to check that each time, but please don't forget to hit calculate, because we're going to use those numbers to help calculate the GPA. In the past that was a problem. And once again, if you change your mind, all you have to do is hit backspace and the other grade will pop through. Then you have to go back to the other view and do that to fix this one. So if anybody has any questions, if you have questions about weighting or categories, let me know. I can work with you individually. And if everything's okay, then have a great end of your trimester and a great Thanksgiving holiday.